the sidelines and be a part of the show. Call Steve toll-free at 1-877-Newsmax. That's 1-877-639-7629. Here is Steve Malzberg.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. You know it, you love it. It's the Malzberg Panel. And making up the panel today, as I go along, is our friend, economist and University of Maryland professor Peter Morici, and our own Bill Hoffman of Newsmax. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Good to welcome you both to the show again. All right, let's start with this news today. Oh, boy. Hello, John Lennon, sorry. And that, of course, is the Malaysian Prime Minister with the big announcement that the plane went down in the middle of the Indian Ocean, or the far reaches of the Indian Ocean. All passengers are lost. It's basically over. Peter, I mean, you're no forensic expert or flight search expert, neither am I. Does it strike you as a little strange?
Well, yeah. I mean, if this was Amelia Earhart in the 1930s, yes, of course, because there was no tracking of her. This plane was supposed to be tracked by satellite and other methods. The engines were emitting information and so forth. Obviously, the stuff got turned off. So, for so many systems to fail so that the plane just disappears, I mean, if the stuff is turned off, the plane will disappear because the ocean is very big and the plane is awfully small. The ocean is very big and the plane is awfully small. But with all these systems breaking down at the same time, it would indicate that there's some kind of foul play, maybe a hijacking. But I'm always amused when the engineers say, well, it would take an expert to disable the box that sends the information to the satellite. It never works that way.
Yeah, okay. Bill, I mean, skepticism, and we just had on Isaac Yefed, who said that until he doesn't believe it. Until they found it, until they find it, he doesn't believe it. And my skepticism is just like all of a sudden, oh, guess what? We have this new technology, these new, never-before-used satellite pictures, and based on that, we believe that the plane is in the bottom of the ocean, everybody's dead. We haven't found it, and we maybe never will, but basically it's over. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's true and legit, but it just seems all of a sudden out of the blue to me.
Steve, I agree with you on that. I'm not exactly sure it's over. I mean, the fact that Malaysia comes out and says we have this brand new technology. What is this new technology, and why wasn't it around a couple of weeks ago? Why is it just now? And the possibility that maybe the pressure was just getting too big and the government was finding too much pressure as far as these families wanting to know what happened. They just came out with this statement that yes, it was found, even though there's no debris found. And I think this might just be one more little cog in the overall puzzle. We might see something else coming out. I still wouldn't be surprised if the plane was somewhere on the ground.
Peter,
well, searches are never over. I mean, searches are never completely over. There's always going to be somebody looking for this plane. I agree with you. It may well be that the Malaysian government is continuing to look while not admitting to do so. But I mean, with each passing day, it becomes more remote that they will find it. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I think Malaysia has said that they will continue to look, and they hope that other nations will continue as well. But I mean, I got a feeling that the resources based on this report will be cut way down, and maybe rightfully so at this point. Coming up on 3 weeks, and there's not a trace, and it's costing millions and millions of dollars for many countries to participate. Lots of resources. I feel sorry for the families, certainly, Peter, but maybe economically, there's the key word that should set your ears up. Economically, maybe it doesn't make much. This will probably, you're right. This search will go on and on and on. But you know what? It'll probably be a Discovery Channel series someday.
Absolutely. Whatever happened to the missing plane?
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised that a plane can disappear if all the modern technologies are turned off. They're very big birds to us, but it's an awfully big ocean. In the end, they were searching in an area the size of the continental United States.
Yeah.
And still, they've only actually gotten to the first part of the mystery, that the plane is down, if it really is down. The other part of the mystery is what happened. What happened are the pilots to blame? Passengers? Is Iran involved? And no one knows anything about that yet.
Yeah, we may never. All right, let's change gears here. Newt Gingrich was on CNN over the weekend, and he made a very interesting comment about Hillary Clinton and her run for the presidency if she decides to to undertake that run. And here's what he had to say.
First Lady, Senator, Secretary Clinton is very famous for being famous. And as long as she can continue to be famous, she will be famous. Now, you're in the middle of a mess in Russia. Her reset button, which, by the way, was mistranslated and actually said in Russian overcharge, and had apparently been taken from a jacuzzi or a swimming pool at a Geneva hotel. Her reset button, the point's this, I know, see, you start laughing. The fact is, as Secretary of State, she reset our relationship with Russia so well that you currently have the occupation of Crimea and the potential occupation of Ukraine. So Secretary Clinton, on substance, the morning this race becomes about substance, she will start losing support literally overnight.
Now, Peter, whether or not she starts losing support literally overnight once this becomes about substance, I don't know. I think there was a poll out over the weekend also that shows Hillary's greatest strength is that she's a woman, and America is intrigued by the fact that a woman could be president. But certainly, if the issues are discussed in any fair way, Hillary's got a lot of answering to do for her time as Secretary of State.
She got out of Dodge in time.
What's that?
My feeling is that this will not hurt her that much, that there is this strong support among women for a women president. And also, Americans don't seem to care that much about the Crimea and the Ukraine. You know, we all heard a lot about it's very far away. We're not the policemen of the world. It's terrible, but, you know, we're not going to commit resources. My feeling is that the women are not going to give up a chance to have a female president because of this. And a lot of guilty guys, the guys that are listening to public radio right now and believing what they hear is true. Okay? Those guys, those neutered males at the University of XYZ, working in the New York Public Library and such places, they will vote for Hillary as well. This is very much like the situation with Barack Obama. We had a guy whose principal experience was running for the U.S. Senate, and before that the state Senate, and they made him president of the United States. Americans are not doing very smart things about who they elect these days. Forget about whether you're a liberal or conservative.
Well, Bill, you agree?
Well, yeah, I would agree on that. I think Americans don't care that much about Crimea, but I would say also in Hillary's defense that I think people see Vladimir Putin as sort of a, wouldn't want to say he's insane, but you know, he is a forceful character who will just come in and decide to do something. So I think that Hillary might get a pass on Crimea. Benghazi, I still think she has to answer questions with, but Crimea, I think she might have a pass on that one.
Well, yeah,
if she was going to lose ground on Benghazi, it would have happened by now.
Well, maybe. I mean, Bill, I just think there are ads to be run. The ad that we played the soundbite last week, I don't know if it was with this panel or not, of her handing the reset button that Newt talked about. I mean, it was a literal button stolen from somewhere or taken from somewhere, as they were speculating, that says push. And giving it to the Russian foreign minister. And she, of course, the testimony before Benghazi, the committee on Benghazi, what difference does it make? And then you got the parents who will testify or do commercials saying, Hillary killed my son, that she won't tell me anything, she lied to me. So I think there's an effective campaign to be run against her. Peter?
To those women who want a women president, she only killed men.
I think that...
I'm serious. No, really, this is virulent what's going on out there. It's their time in history, and this is the time to turn the world upside down, and they have the candidate to do it. I know well-educated, successful women that are absolutely bitter that Barack Obama is president of the United States because they feel that he snatched their turn.
Right, the last time around. All right, we got 30 seconds. Bill, final word.
I would agree that with Peter that it is a time for a woman president. I think America is thinking that America's women want a female president, and I think we also have a couple of years to go. There'll be more issues coming out. I think Benghazi and Crimea are just two of those issues right now.
All right, guys, we'll see you in an hour on the next panel. Thank you very much. When we come back, Doug Feith, the former Undersecretary of Defense Policy for George W. Bush, on Steve Malzberg's show.
Breaking news and breaking hearts. Aww. This is the Steve Malzberg Show.